The strangest thing about healing isn't the peace. It's the chaos that follows. You finally decide to choose yourself, you get a little calmer, and suddenly, everyone around you gets louder. Conversations feel sharper. Small issues turn into emergencies. You're accused of being distant, cold, or different. And you start asking yourself the most dangerous question of all: if this was the right decision, why does it feel like I'm starting a war? If you've ever experienced this, you're not imagining it. And you're not doing anything wrong. You've simply stumbled upon a powerful, yet terrifying psychological phenomenon called the extinction burst. It is the final, desperate attempt of a broken system to pull you back into your old role. Think of it like a fire that burns brightest right before it goes out. For years, you were the emotional manager of your environment. You absorbed the tension, you over-explained your boundaries, and you adjusted your soul to keep the balance. But now, you've stopped. And for those who benefited from your old patterns, your silence isn't peace, it's a threat. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your healing disrupts the world around you and why the people you love might be reacting with escalation instead of support. But more importantly, I'm going to give you the one-sentence response that shuts down the drama without you having to say a single aggressive word. This isn't about fighting back, it's about making the fight irrelevant. Most people fail at this stage because they try to be reasonable with a system that is panicking. I'm going to show you how to avoid that trap and reclaim your stability, even when the world around you is screaming for you to change back. Stay with me, because once you understand the mechanics of the extinction burst, you stop taking the chaos personally. You stop chasing peace through compliance. And you begin to see this intensity for what it really is, not a setback, but the ultimate proof that you are finally, truly, becoming free. If you're tired of being the emotional manager for everyone else and you're ready to reclaim your peace, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community here of people who choose clarity over chaos, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Let's continue. The system panic, why they escalate. To understand why the people around you are escalating, we have to look at the invisible architecture of your relationships. In psychology, we view families, friendships, and workplaces not just as groups of people, but as systems. And every system has one primary goal: homeostasis. It wants to stay exactly the same, even if the same is toxic, painful, or dysfunctional. For years, you were a vital gear in that system. You were the unpaid emotional manager. Your role was predictable. You absorbed the tension, you smoothed over the rough edges, and you over-explained your intentions to make sure everyone else felt comfortable. Your predictability was their safety. The system wasn't necessarily malicious, it was just efficient. It organized itself around your willingness to self-abandon. It knew exactly which buttons to push to get a reaction out of you, and that reaction provided a sense of stability for everyone else. But then, you started to heal. You started to pause before responding. You stopped rushing to fix their anxiety. You began to hold your ground. From your perspective, this is growth. But from the system's perspective, you just broke the unspoken contract. You became unpredictable, and in a control-based system, unpredictability is the ultimate threat. This is where the extinction burst moves from a theory into a painful reality. When a system feels it's losing its grip on you, it doesn't stop to reflect on its behavior. It doesn't say, "Oh, I see you're growing, let me adjust." Instead, it escalates. It doubles down on the old strategies that used to work. If guilt used to bring you back, they will now use extreme guilt. If anger used to make you comply, they will now use rage. This is why you're suddenly getting those urgent "we need to talk" texts at 11 p.m. This is why old, resolved issues are being weaponized against you. This is why you're being accused of being cold or brainwashed or not the person I used to know. They aren't reacting to the new you. They are reacting to the loss of access they once had to the old you. They are pushing all your old buttons, but they're pushing them harder and faster, hoping to find the one that still works. It's a desperate attempt to restore the familiar dynamic where your emotions were available for negotiation. Think of it like a vending machine that has always given out a soda when you put in $1. One day, you put in $1, and nothing happens. You don't just walk away, you hit the machine. You shake it. You kick it. You escalate your behavior because you expect the old result. You are that vending machine, and the system is currently kicking you, hoping you'll finally drop the emotional soda of your reaction. This is the part where most people break. The intensity feels so wrong that you assume you must be the problem. But I need you to hear this: escalation is not a sign of failure. It is proof of impact. No system reacts when nothing has changed. No control-based dynamic escalates unless it feels its leverage slipping away. If things feel louder, heavier, and more intense since you started choosing awareness over reaction, it isn't proof that you're doing it wrong. It is the ultimate evidence that you are finally becoming a person they can no longer control. The system is panicking because its primary tool, your immediate, predictable reaction, has been taken away. You haven't started a war, you've simply stopped participating in one that was already happening at your expense. Does this sound familiar to you? Have you noticed people getting louder as you've gotten calmer? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to realize they aren't doing anything wrong. Let's continue. The critical mistake: why being reasonable fails. Right here, at the absolute peak of the escalation, is where 99% of people make a critical mistake that resets their entire progress. You're standing in the middle of the storm, the texts are flying in, the accusations are getting louder, and your heart is racing. Your natural instinct, the one you've been trained in for decades, is to be reasonable. You think to yourself, if I could just find the right words, if I could just explain my new boundaries clearly enough, they would finally understand. They would see that I'm not being mean, I'm just healing. So, you sit down and you write that long, carefully crafted paragraph. You offer clarity. You offer context. You offer your heart on a silver platter, hoping for a truce. But here is the hard truth that almost no one tells you: you are trying to solve an emotional power struggle with a logical explanation. And in a control-based system, that is like trying to put out a grease fire with a cup of water. It only makes the flames jump higher. You have to understand the psychology of the person on the other side of that escalation. In this moment, they are not looking for information. They are not interested in your growth or your journey. They are experiencing a loss of leverage, and they are desperate to regain it. To them, your long, thoughtful explanation isn't clarity, it's engagement. Engagement is the fuel of escalation. Every time you over-explain, every time you justify your boundaries, and every time you stay on the phone for 2 hours trying to make them see, you are unintentionally sending a signal to the system. You are teaching it that if it screams loud enough, if it gets aggressive enough, or if it plays the victim well enough, it gets 100% of your attention. You think you're communicating, but the system hears: the old buttons still work. I just have to press them harder. You didn't fail to be clear, you succeeded in re-entering the very loop you were trying to escape. You cannot win a game that is rigged against your peace, and the most reasonable thing you can do is to stop playing it. This is what I call the explanation trap. In American culture, we are taught that communication is the key to everything. Just talk it out, they say. But communication requires two people who are both looking for understanding. If one person is looking for understanding and the other is looking for control, the person looking for understanding will always lose. They will always be the one who is drained, misrepresented, and eventually, pulled back into their old role. Your healing doesn't require you to win the argument. It requires you to exit the loop. It requires you to realize that your silence isn't stonewalling, it's containment. It's you deciding that your internal peace is no longer up for negotiation. This shift is incredibly difficult because it feels like you're being cold or mean. But ask yourself, is it mean to stop feeding a fire that is burning you? Is it cold to stop giving your energy to a dynamic that only functions when you are exhausted? The escalation you are facing is a test of your consistency, not your vocabulary. The system is gathering data on your new version. It's asking, is this new boundary real, or can I break it with enough pressure? If you respond with a 500-word essay, the answer the system receives is, it's not real yet. Keep pushing. But if you respond with the tool I'm about to give you, the answer becomes, the old rules no longer apply. We are about to move from the explanation trap to the one-sentence response that changes everything. If this realization, that you don't have to explain yourself to a rigged game, is bringing you some relief right now, give this video a thumbs up. It tells the algorithm that this message is important and helps it reach more people who are stuck in the same loop. Let's continue. The payoff, the one-sentence response. We have reached the moment I promised you at the beginning of this video. You understand the system's panic, you recognize the extinction burst, and you've identified that explanation trap that has been keeping you stuck. Now, you need the tactical tool to exit the loop. When the pressure is at its highest, when the texts are coming in, the accusations are flying, and the system is screaming for you to return to your old role, you don't need a speech. You need a circuit breaker. You need the one-sentence response. When faced with an emotional escalation or a demand for your immediate engagement, I want you to take a breath, ground yourself, and say these exact words. I can see this is important to you, and I'm willing to talk about it, but I can't do it right now. The one-sentence response. Let's dissect why this is a psychological masterstroke, especially in high-conflict dynamics. First, I can see this is important to you is a validation of their reality, not their behavior. It signals that you are present and listening, which immediately lowers the threat level in the other person's nervous system. Second, I'm willing to talk about it removes the primary weapon they use against you, the accusation that you are being cold, avoidant, or stonewalling. You are stating your willingness to connect. But the magic happens in the third part, but I can't do it right now. With those 7 words, you are reclaiming the one thing a control-based system tries to take from you, your autonomy. You are setting a boundary on your own terms, in your own time, without JADE. Remember that acronym, JADE. It stands for justifying, arguing, defending, or explaining. The moment you start to jade, you have re-entered the loop. But when you use this one-sentence response, you are offering a bridge while simultaneously refusing to step into the fire. You are communicating strength, empathy, and an unbreakable boundary all at once. You are starving the extinction burst of the one thing it needs to survive, your immediate, predictable emotional reaction. This isn't just about winning an argument, it's about ending a game that was never designed for you to win. When you use this response consistently, one of 2 things will happen. Either the system will eventually recalibrate and learn that its old strategies of escalation no longer work, or it will fade away because it can no longer find a hook in you. Both outcomes are a form of freedom. You are no longer the emotional manager of the chaos, you are the architect of your own peace. You are teaching the world how to treat the new you by refusing to give them access to the old you. Healing is a quiet, often lonely process, but it is the most honest work you will ever do. If you've lived through an extinction burst, if you felt the heat of the escalation after choosing your own awareness, know that you are not alone, and you are not doing anything wrong. You are simply reaching the edge of an old world and stepping into a new one where love doesn't require survival mode. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. It shows how committed you are to your own healing. I truly hope this tool helps you protect your peace this week. Don't miss our next video where we'll dive even deeper into these patterns. I'll see you there.